Hello, Believe Retreat Live here, and today we're going to be talking about networking in real time. Why, you might be thinking, is networking so important for creatives? Number one, we build relationships, and in these relationships, we combine our energy and we come up with new opportunities, meaningful relationships, connections, and all these diverse experiences of people you meet while you're networking will bring new ideas to the surface and help us possibly develop collaborations so we could both go further. And what we're going to talk about today is the community that the Believe Retreat built to help you network with more creatives.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello. Hey, ladies.
Yay,
How
we
you
get the
doing?
voice today.
We're figuring out these
Yep.
tech things.
Working
We
on my
are.
video next.
So, hey, I'm
We're gonna
Hype
as
Liz.
long as we keep doing this every Tuesday.
That's right. And that's Joanna Tress. And then we have Francine June over here, and we're the Believe Sisters. And we are here today to talk a little bit about networking in an online community and ways that you could maximize your time there. Find the opportunities, because I always say that you are just one conversation with a stranger away from that opportunity that you've been waiting for.
And I am living proof.
So before we get into that, of course, a lot of stuff was going on today. My mind's kind of like, so let's relax. Let's just put all of that other stuff aside, anything else you've been worrying about today, and stare at a pretty picture. And why are we doing this? We're doing this because we're going to interrupt that survival brain that might be going 100 miles an hour and therefore causing you to not be able to concentrate while you're watching this, not be able to think creatively. And you know what? You might not see those opportunities that are right there in front of you because that is the mode that you're in. And so you break free by staring at pretty things. And so we just do this for 2 minutes to interrupt. And normally, if you're by yourself, you would just be observing things that maybe you didn't notice before when you looked at something like this. I just have to say, I'm so glad I don't live in Wisconsin anymore and don't see this on the regular. I
Yeah.
was talking to someone who was talking about freezing fog. No, thank you. But anyway, we're going to talk about what we see in this image to make it a little bit more exciting for the next 2 minutes. But first, everybody together with me, just take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. And as you breathe in again, really focus on this image. And breathe out.
I like the pointy tips.
They are pretty noticeable.
Do you know what it makes
And I
me?
feel like they turn into little swords.
It makes me, I see a little bird pecking down on the ground. The beak's that
I
little
want to see the
triangle to the
bird.
right.
Ah, it reminded me of the cannabis plant, the way they show the pointy, spiky leaves. It's a symbol that we see now more often these days, like little leaves, textured leaves or type of fern is what I see, like ice age motif.
I can see what you're talking about along the edge. It makes the border, but like on the top, like I'm trying to figure out what's going on there. Like there's not really a pattern like there is below. It's more smooth, but there still seems to be like something going on underneath it. But I can't quite figure it out.
Like the way they would depict terrain on a map, like the topography of the way that the land looks, the green areas, the brown areas, the hills,
Yeah, now I'm
the
seeing mountain
lowlands.
ranges for sure.
I'm still stuck on that bird.
And I still
You want to
can't
commune
see
with
the
with the
bird.
Yes,
iceberg.
the iceberg. He's eating.
It's
Maybe
an
I'm just hungry.
iceberg.
Maybe I'm hungry.
And then, I didn't pay any attention to this like before because everything else is so like pointy and noticeable. But what about in between where it's just smooth? It's just like, well, freezing fog.
Has it been 2 minutes yet?
It's been 2 minutes. We were kind of having fun though, so I couldn't help it. Okay, so um let's get into it. Let's
Yes.
talk more about the community. So first of all, before we talk about the community, I want to talk more about our mission, why we're here, why we put this together, why we're doing this thing. Uh, Joanna, since we haven't gotten to hear from you the last week, like actually hear you, why don't you go first and share a little bit more about what we're doing here with the Believe Retreat?
Absolutely. Basically, it's creative women who are in touch with the artist inside. We're in touch with our inner child, playfulness, and imagination, and just bringing our gifts to the world. We know that sometimes we can feel alone when we seem to be the only person in the room who's bringing the energy and the light. And that's why, by creating a community where it's a safe place for women to be fully expressed and supported in beautifying the world with what we have, and a place where we can help to nurture, incubate, and help something to grow and thrive, creativity, artistic expression in all of its various modes, various media, various concepts. We're taking a stand for women to be their authentic selves and to bring who they truly are into every space. That's what I believe we're providing. And when you can unplug from, and on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, and even live and in person for one amazing weekend later this year, to be able to indulge fully into that creative feminine flow, just synergizing things, turning your ideas into reality, that's going to be a refreshing step away from the daily routine. And we need more of that for us so we're not alone.
Yeah, well said, Joanna. I I feel like having a community of creatives is the only thing that's going to protect you from um, a lot of the stuff that creatives fear. I mean, look at the music industry. So many people, the only people that are really making money, it seems like, in the music industry are people that aren't even creating the music. And so, are you having things fall on
Yes,
over there, Francine?
my things are falling down. Let it go.
You're
Let it
keeping
go.
your cool. You're very
You know,
calm,
phantom
Francine.
windstorm.
He's all good.
No, but as I was saying, you know, it's hard to like know how to grow and who to trust, and it's nice when you kind of have a tribe that you could go to and you can ask questions and you can grow and you can share stuff and you know that they're going to understand, because not everyone that's in your close circle understands your creativity, and not everyone understands the troubles we go through as women. So that's why this group is really important for me. I feel like sometimes as women, we make things much harder than it needs to be. Well, because society has told us it has to be a certain way, and then we just kind of go along with it. But I am taking a stand for this is hard, but I have to keep doing it. I have to, I need to. Those words, I'm ready to wipe those from my vocabulary. And the only way that could really do that is by surrounding myself with other positive women that are thinking that way. Francine, how about you? Like, why are you here? Why is this important for you?
I find that when I'm in a group of other creative people, my creativity flows more because I think we feed off of each other. And even though you're both more in the music world, I'm in the literary world, I do public speaking too, which in a way is like music because we have our lyrics or our speeches. And when I'm with others, I learn new things, which helps increase the way my brain works creatively. Wow, I am at a loss for words right now, but let me just, here's an easier way to describe it. I meditate a lot, and in meditation, I get, we'll call them visions, that send me down creative paths. When I meditate alone with my own energy, I'm drawing from my own energy. When I meditate in a group, then I'm collecting that power of the whole group and it elevates. It completely elevates the power of these visions and this creative flow. So if we as creatives, whether you're a painter or you a writer or a musician, if we all come together and combine this energy, the universe will send us more creativity.
Yeah,
I
and
love
I can
that.
see where you're coming from with that for sure. Because sometimes I just get stuck on stuff. Like my creative project involves like a creative skill that I just do not possess. And then I need help. Like I'm stuck until someone comes to help me, because even my best efforts are not going to make what I'm trying to create get there. So I've realized it's extremely important for me to continue to network and to keep growing my network, because I never know like who I'm going to need when or where I'm going to need to draw some inspiration from. And in person all the time is not practical. Even, maybe for you showing up at this live stream time at 4:30 is not practical, which is why it's great that it's recorded that you could go back and see it later. But if you wanted to chat something to us and ask us a question while you were seeing this come up, you missed that opportunity. So we wanted to make sure that for this particular community, that people had a chance to network no matter what time that they were available. And the other thing that was really important to me is that on all the social media platforms that we're on all the time, at least for me, when I'm over there, I'm kind of like in work mode. And yeah, I'm networking and I'm meeting people and I'm enjoying conversations, but it's not that creative space. And so our community is not on one of the normal social platforms. You're going to find it hosted off of my website, heidelingcoaching.com, which is also where all of our Believe Retreat information is right now because we're brand new. And it's just much easier for me to manage everything under my website right now rather than to have two things separately. So the community is hosted underneath my website, and I'm going to try and get over there and share my screen. I should have had this maybe set up beforehand. So this is what the community looks like. And when you get to this page, yes, you guys can see that. When you get to this page, there's going to be a button right here that says join community, and you can click that button. And then you're going to have access to be able to talk in all of these different channels. You're also going
I
to
made a
be,
comment before we went live.
oh, you did? Was it in this first one right here?
Let's see. Yeah, scroll down a little bit. It'll say new comment just a few minutes ago.
Oh, I might have already hit that notification. But you know what?
Whoops.
I always
Oh.
just go up to this bell right here, and anything that's happened in the community will show up here. So 4 hours ago, I see Francine did a comment talking about our show today. But let me tell you how the community is set up. So you can do this on your phone or you can do this on your computer. On your phone, there's an app called Collab. And when you first come into the community, I pinned it right here at the top. So when you're at the home page, you should be able to see that and get hooked up with the Collab app. And then you'll be able to just log in to access the community. And by the way, Joanna and Francine, I can't see you while I'm on this screen. So if you have any questions and you want to stop me, or if you see anybody has any questions in the chat, stop me and let me know, okay?
Sure
Will
will.
do.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. If you're on the phone, on your phone or on the Collab app, there's going to be a menu in the corner here that's going to open up this menu. If you're on your computer, it's over here on the left side and it'll show up unless for some reason you're in reading mode, and then it's just this little icon right here that'll open it back up. If you happen to be in more than one of my groups, you can navigate between the groups here and then switch back here so you can see what channels are available for that group. If you see a channel and it's got a little lock on it, that means that you can't get in that channel just yet. Um, and you'll learn how these can get unlocked for you. Any of the posts that are done in any of these communities will show up in the home tab. So let's see. This post was done in networking strategy, which is what we're talking about today. So after you see this live stream, you can scroll down to the networking strategy channel, click on that, and we're going to be talking about some of the networking strategies in here. And so you can answer the questions and see how other people in the community are answering the questions and get some ideas for your own strategy.
Can I add something here?
Yes.
Another thing that I foresee in the future as we build this community is we could also use it as a way to celebrate our successes. Say Heidi releases a new song. She could put it out there and then we could all go and support her in her new music.
And I was also thinking today, something else that would be cool would be to have like a meet the need kind of section. So let's just say that Joanna is looking for a studio in her area to record in. And so she can just put it out there that she's looking for a good studio. Does anybody have any recommendations?
Just like in one of your other communities, someone was looking for a vocalist, and I was able to share a song, and another artist commented. So I love the interaction that's possible,
And
and we can come directly to the community through HeidselinCoaching.com, and we don't have to worry about ads, and we don't have to worry about all kinds of extraneous things in our feed. We just come here to interact and have a conversation with our people.
right,
They understand us and they encourage
and
us.
I am always looking for venues for events. Wouldn't it be great if we could partner together with people right here in our community and plan events together that will highlight both of our creative endeavors?
I agree. And so, some of the ways that we can, first of all, find out who's in the group is there's a channel here to introduce yourself. So, when you first come into the group, you can introduce yourself to us so that we know what kind of creative activities that you like and that you're involved in. Also, right above here, I can't believe I skipped over this because we were just talking about ideas to add to this, but this is topic suggestions. So if there's something that you think is missing from our channels, a topic that we should be discussing on a regular basis, this is the channel to do a post. Just do it right up here. Put in your title. Uh, Francine, I'm trying to type. What was your idea that you said you wanted to do just before
Oh,
with the
to
venues?
venues, yes. Partnering for events.
And you can also go down here. This is my favorite thing right here. You can add some GIFs or GIFs depending on tomato. So
Well,
let's
and there's
see.
another thing too. If you have an event and you're looking for sponsors or you're looking for people, I'm always looking for authors to come and show their books at different events. Could we have a section for that too? I have an event and I'm looking for people.
Yeah. So any ideas that you have, do a post in the topic suggestions, and then we can add this over here in the channels. And all of these channels came to be because in the live streams that we've been doing so far, we've had different topics. And so we've talked about being resilient. And so there's some questions here that you can answer and that we're answering alongside of you so that you can get some further insight. So I think that's all I want to say about the channels. Does anybody in the room have any questions, or is there any questions in the chat?
I don't see any questions in the chat, but one thing I'd like to do is please, I'd like to invite everybody to join the community.
Yes, well, now is the perfect time for that. Do you have the link?
It's already in the chat. I will add it one more time.
All right. Awesome.
And I have at least the HeidelandCoaching.com streaming. If anyone sees us, so at least they can start there. What I appreciate, Heidi, is how you set things up in the Believe community, is that every week you have a new prompt. You ask a question. So we can just hop in and participate in a discussion by answering a question there. Like with this, 2 days ago, Francine, what role do community or mentors play in helping you navigate pivots in your creative path? So if I'm only going on once a week and not every day, I'm just going to run in there and I'm going to answer 6 questions. And that's my contribution, is just responding to thought-provoking questions to keep us on our toes and really at our best to just stay in that positive mindset, so that we can keep doing what we're doing.
This is helping us too. Like when us Believe sisters go in here and we participate in the community, answering these questions is helping us self-reflect and see if there's anything that we want to do differently, if anything that we need to learn or change with our processes. And even working in this community has been a bit of a process as we've been setting this up. I want to get back over
Can I share
to this
something?
screen.
I just
Yes.
found our members. Can I give a shout out to the people who have already joined?
Oh, yes, of course. And actually, hold on. Before you do that, let me go back over to share the screen. Up along the top is another menu tab on your phone. It'll be on the bottom, but we got the discussion. This is a learning tab. There's going to be cool stuff coming here eventually. Haha. Stay tuned. Okay, then there's the members tab, which is great because you will be able to communicate with members. And Francine, do the shout out.
I'd like to thank Beth Minette, the networking, or no, she does social media with a twist. Brilliant social media expert. Erin Hellman. Erin, I don't know you. I would love for you to make a comment below and tell us what you do. Lorna Edwards, sponsoring our next event at Asbury Art Center. Of course, you know Joanne, another Believe sister. And there's me,
Oh, she's
and
there
of
again.
course, Heidi. Why don't you join us and tell us what you do, and we will give you a shout out next week in our show.
And when you do posts, I haven't figured out how I'm going to use this yet, but look, there's a leaderboard and there are points. So I think there's some fun
Woohoo!
things that we could probably do and play around with that as we start building the community as well. So, oh, and one last thing, there's this little chat button in the top right corner. You can chat with anybody in the community, within the community through that chat button as well. And that's pretty much a summary of what to do when you're networking in our community. how to use it, navigate around. And if you have any questions, feel free to send a message send a message to me. You will probably get the easiest answer for any tech response as far as the community goes for me. So you can contact me for tech. But go check out the community. Let us know what you think. Give us some feedback. Tell us what is missing, what you'd like to see, and then we'll keep building on what we have so far.
I want to shout out
You
to
talked
the
about some
folks who,
events. Oh,
yeah,
Joanna, go ahead.
events. Oh yeah, I was just gonna give a shout out. I'm so glad that we got someone on Facebook. You know, Andy, he didn't know it was a women's group, but he was still curious because he saw that we were streaming live. I thought that was nice. And do
I love that
you want to talk
also.
about our upcoming events? All
I
right.
do,
How
but
about on
I thought I had a visual. Oh, here we
You
go. This
did
one.
last week. That one's an old one. You take that one down. I mean, I love talking about my
whoops?
book launch, but it's over.
Well, hold on just a second. I'm going to.
Excuse me, I need my dog to stop
Oh, that didn't
scratching
work the
behind
way I
me.
hoped it. Joanna, you can keep talking about
Okay, great. Yeah, so
our events.
Friday, January 31st, the Believe Retreat is launching with a live event where we're giving you a taste, an evening of music and dance, song and dance. Heidi is going to be the MC for the evening. Here it is, an evening of song and dance. Heidi as the MC for the evening. Francine, who really is the one who conceived this retreat to begin with, and then reached out to me and Heidi Lynn so that we could have that trifecta, a three-legged stool, the three of us. So we're going to get a taste of each one of us. And what I'm bringing to the event are my original songs from my one woman show, Precious Gems. You're going to hear these particular arrangements for the first time. It's really a world premiere of the latest arrangements, and we're making it interactive. So, in the end, we're all going to be moving and grooving. We have networking in the beginning, 7 o'clock to 7:30. We are networking. We are entering a drawing for a $25 Visa gift card. It's nice to go to an event and walk away with some cash. And at 7:30, that's when the show begins. So it's just, an hour, from 7 to 8, and maybe a little bit of wrapping up from 8 to 8:30. But let's connect. Who in the Jacksonville area, Green Cove Springs, who's going to show up and shine with us? Who's ready to be fully immersed in an elastic creative experience, 5-dimensional? See it, feel it, hear it, smell it, taste it. We're going to have it all. January 31st. Can't wait.
The link is in
You're
the
gonna
comment.
be in a room. You're gonna be in a room with that energy that you just heard. And she's going to be singing it at you, which is incredible. You guys have got to be there to feel it. It is slightly muted via the internet. Not even slightly. It's so much. You've got to see Joanna in person.
Okay, Joanna, can you give us a 10-second sample of what we're going to experience?
Yes. My name is Ruby. I like to sing, and making music is my favorite thing. Yeah, it feels so good.
Yeah. Yeah. So You need to come feel the energy. Come check that out. That is going to be January 31st. And you can find out more about that. I have it right at the top on our website, right when you get there. And you can click there to get your tickets. It's $10.
And I just put a registration link in the comments also.
Awesome. And so let's see what we're talking about next week. Next week, we are talking about the power of the invite. Yes, all of you out there are personally invited to the live streaming of episode 13. Can you guys believe we made it to episode 13?
Of course.
Wow.
Of course I believe it. And we get better
But I mean-
each week.
How did time fly so fast? Like, I swear we just started doing this.
I have
So
two
we're talking
dogs here behind me.
Oh, yeah? We don't get to see any of them. We just get to see your stuff fall over.
Yeah, well, they might be the reason the stuff fell over.
All right. Well, we went a little bit over, but we were having a good time. So,
That's okay.
Joanna, start us off. Take us away.
Okay, everyone, just remember, if you can conceive it, you can believe it and therefore achieve it. So starting with your head, then to your heart, and then to your hands.
And
Ladies, yes, you can.
Man.
Yeah.
Woo!
See,
Let's
that's
do
Yeah.
it.
Hit all the community. Can't wait to meet you guys over there. See ya.